Are you a young queer professional looking to climb the corporate ladder or connect with other career-oriented professionals in a welcoming, affordable city?
Then you're in the right place because today we're going to cover the 7 most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly cities for young queer professionals.
All right, kicking us off at number 7 is Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, Cincinnati is ranked this high because on niche.com, it received a 44 or the number 44 position for best cities for young professionals. That is the lowest in our top 7, but there are some other reasons why it ended up being in the top 7. It does have the lowest median average incomes coming in at $57,000 and $75,000 respectively, but it has the lowest cost of living coming in at 91.5% of the national average. And we can say without a doubt that
Definitively.
Cincinnati is actually a pretty cool city.
Yeah.
We were there recently for a Queer Money Bingo event, and we enjoyed the Over the Rhine neighborhood, which is one of the hottest neighborhoods in Cincinnati right now, which is full of bars, clubs, restaurants, and shops, just like you would see in almost every other major city. We also went to a really cool area called Northside and spent an evening dancing at the club Mixwell's,
Had a good time.
which
Maybe a little
was
bit too much to drink.
a very, very queer bar.
There's
It's
some
not
like
your typical dance club, and boy, did we have
90s
fun.
industrial music.
Yeah. Well,
Very,
it was everything from 90s pop, 80 late 80s, early 90s pop to industrial.
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we also spent one day, we hopped over the river into Covington, Kentucky, which John and I were totally blown away by the fact that in the downtown area, literally we saw at least 10, maybe even 15 businesses with pride flags on them. We
And
were
that doesn't even
super
mention the residential houses that had pride flags out.
Exactly. And actually one of them was a bear pride flag, which is not that common to see out when you're out on the street.
Exactly. Coming in at number 6 is Seattle, Washington. Now, niche.com gave it the number 3 position, but as we added all of our stuff on top of it, it got the number 6 position. It does have the highest cost of living on our list of 7 here, coming in at 167.8% of the national average. So that makes it a little bit more expensive. And consequently, home values are coming in at 690,000 as well. So that makes it the highest as well on this particular list.
Coming in at number 5 is Alexandria, Virginia, the first city that shows up in the DC area. Niche.com gave it a number 10 on their list. It is tied with the number 4 spot on our list for the highest median incomes, coming in at 80,000. But it also is tied with number 4 for the highest rents at $2,179 for your typical 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
This is Queer Money Podcast, episode number 535, and we're continuing to share our list of most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly city series in all different shapes, sizes, and packages. And today we're covering the list for young professionals, so people who want to climb the corporate ladder or who are climbing the corporate ladder. So now, where do we get all of this information from? What is this? What are our metrics? Well, we're primarily bouncing off of a list of ideal places for professionals that niche.com came up with, and then we're of course adding our overlay of the Human Rights Campaign's Municipal Equality Index to see which of those cities is also LGBTQ plus friendly. And then finally, we add our affordability overlay to see what meets our metrics for something that's affordable, where people can live, thrive, as well as be able to save and invest for their long-term retirement. And last week, we covered the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly cities series for renters.
Capital One Auto Navigator does more than just auto financing. We're here to help you find a car you love, too. Shop millions of cars from thousands of dealers nationwide. Research your favorite makes and models. Explore dealers near you and more. All on Auto Navigator.
Coming in at number 4 is our second showing for a neighborhood, Washington, D.C., is Arlington, Virginia. Arlington scored the number 5 position on niche.com's rankings, and it's tied with Alexandria for the highest median income, coming in at $80,000 a year, and as well as tied for the highest rents, coming in at $2,179 per month for your average 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment.
I think one of the other things that maybe bumped Arlington up over Alexandria was I think that Arlington's cost of living is slightly less than Alexandria.
Makes sense.
All right, coming in at number 3 is probably one of the biggest cities on our list here, and that is Chicago. Chicago is number 3 on our list, but niche.com ranked it number 21. But because there are so many other great things about Chicago, not only is it a very welcoming city for LGBTQ folks, it also has some pretty decent rents and housing prices. It ended up at number 3 on our list.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, NA, member FDIC. All right, worth noting, there are 2 cities on niche.com's top 5 that are not called out on our particular list, basically because they're unaffordable. Cambridge, Massachusetts ranks number 1 on niche.com's rating, but as anybody who's ever been there or knows anybody who's been there knows that it's super expensive, as well as Washington, D.C. does not come up on our list, even though it's on niche.com. HRC does not currently provide municipal equality data on Washington, D.C. And so for those who are craving to live near the capital of the world, maybe you want to check out Alexandria or Arlington because they're both close by and a little bit more affordable. Now, why didn't we use niche.com's ranking and just share that with you all? Well, because we wanted to make sure we had our overlay of what's affordable, because we want to make sure that the list that we're providing give people a sense of where they can actually thrive financially. It's not all about just living in an amazing city that has all of the bells and whistles that we're all looking for. We also need to think about our mental health, our financial health, and our financial health is our mental health. So that's part of what we consider as well. But then we also want to make sure that we're looking for cities that are also LGBTQ plus friendly, and not every city on niche.com's ranking are necessarily what we would consider LGBTQ plus friendly. Now, if you want to see all the data that we're compiling from this entire series, please go to queermoneypodcast.com/cities.
Yeah, we did look at 160 cities. So in our efforts here to define best cities for LGBTQ young professionals, some honorable mentions here. Coming in at number 12 on our list is Denver, Colorado. It was number 11 on niche.com's list. We love Denver and obviously would love to see Denver a little bit higher on this list. We just spent almost a month there in the month of June. And of course, it was previously our hometown. So we still love what's available. Actually, the city continues to grow, especially the Colfax area, Colfax Street, with its amazing restaurants and bars. And it's actually where the Pride Parade goes down to Civic Center Park. So that whole area we absolutely love. Coming in at number 11 on our list was San Francisco. It was number 2 on niche.com's list, but as many of you know, San Francisco is probably one of the more expensive cities in the country. And coming in at number 10 on our list was Boston. Boston did show up as number 6 on niche.com's list, but again, it is a very expensive city.
Exactly. So remember to smash that like and share button and let other LGBTQ plus folks know about this list and this show.
All right, coming in at number 2 is Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta did receive the number 17 position on niche.com's ranking. It is higher up on our list in part because it does have the highest average incomes in the top 7, coming in at 105,000. With that go higher median incomes, and actually it has some of the lower on the list home costs and renters costs. It also is a city that is known to be very diverse, especially for its large African-American population. So we definitely know that Atlanta is a mecca for our queer Black brothers and sisters.
Exactly. And our number 1 is a city that has come up on a couple of the tops of our list. Here is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Niche.com gives it a ranking of number 14, but it's scoring the primary position for us because it has the lowest home values on our list of 7 here, coming in at $193,000 for your average property. Also has the lowest rents, coming in at $1,333 per month for your average 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. It also is the only other city than Cincinnati with a cost of living below the national average on our list of 7 here. So all that makes it way more affordable. It was also the top on our list for most LGBTQ plus friendly college towns. And for those who are looking to help climb the corporate ladder, more education is probably something that you're looking for. So get this, there are over 60 higher education institutions for those who are looking to advance their degrees in the Pittsburgh metro area. So you're kind of got everything for somebody who's looking to climb the corporate ladder. And a lot of major industries have major hubs there. So companies have major hubs there. So something to check out.
So what are your thoughts? Share them in the comments here on YouTube or TikTok or Spotify, wherever you're watching or listening to this episode. You want to see all the data for this growing analysis? You can go to queermoneypodcast.com/cities and download our spreadsheet.
The mission of Queer Money is to financially empower the LGBTQ plus community. Join us in thanking Capital One for supporting that mission.
Speaking of advanced degrees, join us next Tuesday when we talk with the Executive Director of Reaching Out MBA, Aidan Curry, about increasing your income. And next Thursday when we cover the most affordable and diverse LGBTQ-friendly cities in America.
Again, if you'd like to see the data for all of this series that we're compiling, please go to queermoneypodcast.com or click the link in your podcast player. Thank you and have a great weekend.